Hey everybody, welcome to another exciting episode of Javier in the Air. That's right, Javier in the Air. For those of you who have not been here before, welcome to my little corner of the internet. For those of you who have been here before, welcome back. Just like welcome back, Cotter. This is 3 weeks out. I was not able to film last week due to me being out of town. Which brought me some really great news, so I was happy about that. It was worth it to be out of town, let's put it that way. So we're gonna have a larger than normal. Actually, it winds up being about the same because I wasn't able to walk as much due to getting ready for that quick trip. I'm gonna have my trash in the hood. I'm gonna have our Zen Moment with the special AI generated images from my good friend Chad, and then we're going to have our Jav-A Beans, and then talk a little bit about gardening and gardening projects. And if we have time, we may be able to squeeze in a spirit time. So let's go ahead and go with our Trash in the Hood. Dark Frog Social Media presents Trash in the Hood, weeks 195 through 197. Hey everybody, so this is week 195, day 4, and so this just marks what day I'm actually walking, and the week. And so as you see, as I went out and I went up El Salito Parkway till I hit the little sidewalk that goes along 620, and then went to 620 for a bit, and then turned back around and headed on back. So some of these maps you'll see look almost like they're just overlapping, but I'm on both sides of the street while I'm picking up trash, or while we're picking up trash if I have my walking buddy with me. So here you see the some vape pens and the cigarette butts that you normally find, and a bunch of cardboard this time, and bubble wrap of all things. A lot of receipts and a lot of I usually find a lot of things like this along 620. So big beverage containers and bits of car parts. So it looks like 620 is kind of dangerous. There's some accidents going on up and down there all the time. Lots of bits of paper and straws, and then the little paper that they come wrapped in, and then, like I said, a bunch of car parts and cardboard, and much larger pieces than I normally do on some of my other routes. So here's 195, day 5. So this was about 2.5 miles, and I went all the way up El Salito, heading towards Cypress Creek, and found a lot of trash, and just did my normal walk. 2.5 is about what I normally do, sometimes less, but usually right on there lately because of all the walking that I've been doing. And found a lot of trash this time, but you're going to see something interesting here in a second. So I found a wrench, which I did take claim for myself as booty, and then there's the cigarette butts and a zipper bag full of some kind of weird plastic bits. And of course the usual beer cans, and I think that's a light bulb there, and a lot of paper this time, and bits of paper like from receipts and from candy wrappers and from all sorts of things. And then speaking of candy wrappers, there's also some food wrappers as well. And then I found a woman's sport bra that you see at the bottom right there. You can just kind of make it out. A little bit of a crazy time. So then, during that morning of week 195, day 6, I was driving up and down El Salito, going to and from, running errands, and I found so much trash. It looked like somebody had actually TP'd a house, and then the winds had picked up and taken all the TP and threw it along El Salito Parkway. So I did the exact same route. It's a little bit longer because I was feeling energetic, plus I kept finding trash, so I had to keep going until I was able to finally turn around. So this is what's interesting. So here underneath that ball is a lot of tissue paper. Wasn't as much as I saw when I drove by that morning, but by the time I got to it in the afternoon, there was still enough around that it was very obvious. And then there's the beer cans that just appeared overnight, because I literally did the same route the day before. A little mini kickball was in the middle of the street reflector, that kind of makes sense, but then more beer cans, a Swisher Sweet type wrapper above the cigarette butts, a mini liquor bottle. All this showed up from less than 24 hours from when I picked it up the day before. So quite interesting and very, very sad. So then here's 196 day 2. I got a little crazy and said, you know what, I'm going to start wandering around in places that I hadn't been in a while. So you see the map here is not just an L shape and not just an out and back. I went down to Birch and then went down Birch and then hit Mulberry Way and then hit uh, across and all this other stuff. I found some really cool um, yard ornaments that I hadn't seen in a while, so it was interesting. You might want to go look at my next door to see that. So here was what I found. Wasn't as much as I thought it would be. Some of these streets were very, very clean. Still a lot of cigarette butts, and water bottles and cider and hard cider and beer and whatnot. And then there was a tennis ball that was almost torn apart, and large bits of plastic that looked like they may have been from a 3D printer or something. I couldn't be sure. And then cardboard, and I think there was a bucket that you kind of see there in the top right. Lots of bottle caps this time too, so it was very interesting to find just the bottle caps. Not a lot of bottles, just a lot of bottle caps. So very interesting to find. So like I said, I had to take some days off as I was traveling. So then here's week 197, day 6. This was just yesterday. My walking buddy and I, Julia Takashita, we went out and all the way up to Cypress Creek, and then went down Cypress Creek just a little bit, and turned right back around just in time for me to slam my shin into a bolt. There's these posts that are along one side of the street on Cypress Creek, and I happened to turn around and was telling her to watch out, and I hit it myself. So underneath this is a not a large, but a medium-sized towel that we found in the creek, the drainage creek that was there that runs alongside Cypress Creek. Lots of bits of paper, some water bottles, lots of plastic baggies that get washed into that creek. There's another towel that's a little bit higher up. I found a sock. I found a pair of ladies' unmentionables, aka chones, also in the creek, and so I don't know what kind of party was going on, but certainly was. A perfume bottle, a couple of mini liquor bottles, a cigarette box, and then about 60 cigarettes. So a very interesting map. All right, and there you have it. So I've been getting a lot of great feedback from people, both when I'm out on the streets, which reminds me of streets of San Francisco for some reason. If you're old enough, you know what I'm talking about. And also on where I post. Sometimes I post on Nextdoor, sometimes I post on Facebook, mostly on Nextdoor, but great feedback of people that are interested in doing what I'm doing, or they're just excited to see what I'm doing. So I'm very happy about that. And again, for those of you who are first timers here, welcome. But also, what comes up sometimes is they want to know about the week. So, for example, I did week 195 through 197 this time, and tomorrow we'll start week 198. So, 197 refers to the number of weeks that I've been doing this. I know some people are like, that's droll, but I'm like, this is what I've already started doing it this way. This is the way I'm going to do it. So, we're coming up on 4 years, almost 4 years. It'll be week 208 will be 4 years, approximately 4 years that I've been doing walking and picking up garbage. So I've been doing something a little different this year, special to commemorate the 4 years. And so it'll probably show up about 4.5 years, because I'm just doing it for 2026. So you'll see when I come to the end of 2026. So the interest is in why am I doing it, and really the answer is why not. People should try to pick up after themselves. I understand sometimes you have stuff in the back of your truck, or sometimes your kid has, a candy wrapper and they have their hand too high up and the window's down because it's a nice day or whatever, and it winds up being sucked out of the car or sucked out of the back of your truck, and it winds up on the road. So that's a lot of times how we find tools. and whatnot on the road. I find a lot of work rags. I do find some tools. You saw there in one of the clips a wrench. I have filled out some of my toolboxes because of the amount of tools that I found. I found an electric drill with the charger, no less. So I was really impressed with that and excited about that. Um, and so every little bit can help. I know if I get a little bit pointy, sharp bits of metal, things like that that could ruin a tire, can puncture a radiator, and stuff like that. I know if I get it off the road, I'm not just doing it for myself, but I'm also doing it for friends and family that live in my neighborhood. So I don't want to hear that my friend drove over something that could have been picked up by someone like me and said, well, I ruined a tire, or it punctured my gas tank, or it punctured my radiator. And so then I had to have thousands of dollars of work done on my car because of that. So that's one of the reasons why I do it. The other reason is it keeps me accountable for the walking that I do. And the walking that I do is to try to increase my health overall. As you noticed, if you've been with me for a while on watching this show, once again, thank you. If you've been watching me on the show, you'll notice that I've been increasing my, I go up and down on my mileage increases. When I first started, I could barely do a half mile. I was huffing and chuffing so bad. And even though I had been doing some type of exercise, some CrossFit here, some rowing there, but there's nothing like getting out and walking in the elements, inclines, declines, stuff like that. And it really is different on your body, and it really does help your body out. So I was doing as best I could, and sometimes it was like, like not even around my one entire block when I first started. And I felt bad, I'll be honest. I felt like I was a big fat piece of shit. So, and that's how it goes sometimes. And the motivation was really to start picking up trash around my neighborhood, because I would drive through my neighborhood, or I would walk to the mailbox, or I was starting to walk, and I noticed that there was a lot of trash around. And I bought this house so, one, I can be more social, and two, because it's a nice neighborhood. It's a great neighborhood. It's older. It's been around since the 80s. But it's nice, and it's relatively clean. And by all means, what I do is nothing compared to some of the great work that these guys and people and communities are doing out and about the country, and specifically like in Houston. I see a group out there that was started by a young man that has been doing it now for well over 100 days now. He's gotten the community involved. His entire community is cleaning up their neighborhood, and they're doing a fantastic job. And mine is nothing like that. I'm not having to deal with cars, carts, dead animals, needles, things of that sort that this guy and his community is doing, and having to be really careful. Mine is just mainly picking up cigarette butts and the little bits of trash. But you know what? Every little bit helps. And the nicer and cleaner my neighborhood looks when I drive down makes me feel nice that I'm doing my little part. And I know other people are doing their part too in my neighborhood, and I really appreciate that. So that's where we are with the weeks. And then, of course, day 1 through day 7, that's the day of the week that I'm actually walking. And so I try to get out 2 to 3 times a week. I think starting in 2 weeks, I will be in a better position where I can walk more than 2 to 3 times a week, because I will be working from home permanently. So that will be nice, and I can get up early and walk, or I can go straight after work, and I don't have to worry about driving an hour to get home, or an hour to the office, or anything like that. So, this being the case, now we're going to go into our fantastic Zen moment that is brought to you by my good buddy and co-worker Chad. Chad does fantastic things with Copilot and with Gemini, or Gemini, depending on how you want to say it, and has created some fantastic AI images. I'm not going to use them all this time, because I have so many that he's given me for tongue-in-cheek puns that we have. So some of them may not make sense to you, some of the text that's on there. but it's fantastic. And so if you really want to know what some of these things are, just ping me. I'll be glad to tell you the story. I don't want to tell the story while I'm showing the images because it is our Zen moment. And so, but I think you'll like it. So let me know what you think. You can reach out to me on here. My handle on YouTube is hashtag Javier in the Air 01, all one word. And if you know how to get a hold of me, just get a hold of me and let me know what you think. So here is our Zen moment for this week.
Let me share my screen.
And there you have it. Thanks to my good friend Chad for doing the AI work for me. So maybe soon, maybe real soon, I might be able to then be able to write up my own descriptions to give me images like that, because those are pretty hardcore. And he took one picture of me that I happened to have in the office, one digital picture that I posted years ago of actually me. I was walking and picking up trash that day, and he's been able to take that image, and you'll see more in the weeks to come. He's been able to take that image and extrapolate and creatively come up with these fantastic memes, if you will, and by all means, please feel free to take any of those screenshots of that and turn that into a meme, because that would be fantastic. So it is absolutely hilarious. And so that very first one, that video, is actually a worker only pun joke, internal joke that we had at the office. And if you reach out to me, maybe buy me a beer one day, I'll tell you the whole story, or maybe some coffee. So speaking of coffee, going into our I think we're going to go ahead and make this our final one for this show. I don't have anything really set up for Spirit Times, again, because I've been out, and also I've been lax. I need to get out and see my good friends over at the Boutique and pick up some beer that I will have with me so that I can have Spirit Times. Also, I need to go into the good book, aka the Bartender's Guide to Cocktails, and be able to start making some cocktails as well. I still have a good amount of alcohol, so I want to be able to start making some cocktails. I did have someone reach out to me and say, "Why don't you make something with chamoy?" Ew. That's really the only thing I can say. Ew. I will never, unless forced, I will never eat chamoy again. And by chamoy, I'm talking about like the red stuff in the packages that we used to sell in my grandmother's candy store. I find it hideous and disgusting. Nothing's going to change my mind. I am way too old now to be persuaded by someone to say that chamoy is actually good. It is not. Ew. And enough said about that. So anyway, so I'll be back in 2 weeks to have the cocktails or beer, and start that up again for Spirit Times. So now we're going to go into the relatively new segment for our show, which has been going for 7 years now. Thank you very much. I had vacation about, I guess, almost about 3 weeks ago now, and during that week off, I hit an unbelievable amount of coffee places. And so I have coffee reviews out the wazoo that I will be able to use until I am done with them, and I still go out and do and get more. So if you know of a mom and pop coffee place that's nearby to me in Cedar Park, or maybe even not that close, something that I may be able to visit on a weekend trip, or the next time I have off, which is actually coming up in about a week and a half, I'll have some more time off, at least for a little while. So if you happen to know of some places, and I am part of a good food group on here, actually not on here, on Facebook. I'm not sponsored by anybody, but it's a Cedar Park food group, and they did give me a nice list of places to hit. I haven't hit all of them yet. I've hit a lot of them, but I haven't hit all of them yet. And so I've been hitting as many as I can, and each one will be part of a show. So I probably have 8 or 10 now, so it might even take me through the rest of the year, but I doubt it. Maybe I might just have a longer coffee compilation. Ooh, coffee compilation. And I was out this morning at one of my favorite places because it's right nearby me. Plus, they have two good things that I almost always get. They have a really nice cortado, and then a really nice spicy kick chai latte that is really good. So anyway, so I have been doing some videos for Jav-A Beans, and I've been hitting different places and different drinks, and so now eventually I will have to go further and further out, especially out of my comfort zone. See what I did there? And also I will be just hitting more places and going back to some of the places I've already been, like I have in a couple of times already, and just get different drinks so that I'm trying to hit as many of their drinks, coffee drinks, that I can. Now I know technically a chai latte does not have coffee in it, but I did get the dirty chai from Slackers when I did that on the show. But I'm just saying, if you want the chai is really good, with or without coffee. So I just kind of blather on here. So let's go ahead and go to our Jav-A Beans. Dark Frog Social Media presents Jav-A Beans out at the Whipped Bakery and Cafe, April 25, 2026. Okay, so here I am out at Whipped Bakery and Cafe. It's in the shopping strip where, funny enough, I used to teach kettlebell classes. A place used to be called Punch Kettlebell. But here is a double chocolate cookie that has more cookie on top. So I think it's a Biscoff, and then I think it's another cookie as well on top. But I was also having a nice drink there, which we'll go into the movie here in a little bit. The video clip, I should say. But I just wanted to show some of the cool things that this place is. It's a really kind of bougie kind of place. And so it has these pictures on the wall that are very nice. And it's very elegant. It's very well lit. And the posts, some of the posts look like trees that they transformed to make it look like trees. And then, so it's really interesting what they did here. I think you'd like it if you actually go. Now, they don't offer high tea or anything like that. Here's another one, kind of a bougie artwork of something from the past, maybe even in France or something. It's just very cool looking. So I was taking pictures while I was walking around. I'm sure I was getting interesting looks from some of the people there and probably from the owners themselves. But they're a great bunch of people out there. Very nice, very friendly. Just went again the other day and had some fantastic drinks there. This is a cortado, and you see there just a really good looking cortado. They offer it in a light or a dark roast. I believe this was a light roast. And really interesting tables is where they really have it laid out and set up so that it looks like you're outdoors at like a cafe, maybe in France, but I've never been, but I wanted to say it kind of looks like that. Hey everyone, Jav-A Beans from home day. I was out at Whipped Bakery and got myself the cortado like I normally do at most places, so I can have a baseline. And I've done whipped before, so the cortado I already spoke about, and I believe I gave it 3 or 3.5 beans last time. I'm gonna keep that 3.5 beans, but today I'm trying their mocha. And let me get it open for me. And so I was out at Whipped. And you see the photos in there as well. So let's go ahead and try out their mocha. This was done with their light roast from what I can tell. I like it. It's not super sweet. Doesn't have heavy on the chocolate taste. Oh, my peepers are all messed up, giving a reflection. So, really good. Like I said, not too sweet. So, definitely worth a shot. If you're looking for super sweet, this is not for you, but it's just the right amount of mocha to the coffee itself. And so it makes it pleasant if you're going to have something like some of their wonderful pastries. I think we talked about them before, but they have fat garons. But today I had their Choco S'more cookie. I believe that's what it's called. Has a little bit of a Biscoff cookie embedded in there and marshmallow on top of the double chocolate cookie. Fantastic. So the mocha, I'm going to go ahead and give also 3.5 beans. Out of 5, of course. That puts it pretty high, really good. And if you have a chance, go out there and check it out. Thanks a lot. So we have come to the end of our time. So for those of you who are observant, and like I said in the very beginning, I am at a new location inside my home. I'm not at my normal studio, quote unquote. I am getting some work done on the house, and from the getting work done inside the house, things happened, and now I have to have other things done in the house. And that's not a positive connotation. Once I get it done, I'll let everybody see what I'm talking about, both the project that I did want and the project that I did not necessarily wanted, but now have to do. So, due to that, I am not in my normal location. And so, just trying out something. Let me know if you like it. I'm gonna try to start also doing it at different locations. Maybe my opening and my closing, I'll film somewhere else, and then I can bring it in. I think that'll be pretty cool for the year. Also, I know it's Memorial Day tomorrow. I want to thank everybody for their service, and thank you for taking the time to remember them. Everybody who's in your family or you yourself. And I hope you have a good day of remembrance tomorrow. And for those of you who don't have anybody to remember, I hope you have a good day off and still enjoy the day. I know I will be off, and I will try to do something around. So, come to the end of our time. However, I still have some things I want to talk about. I'm getting some gardening in. I will show pictures of my garden, both the front and the back, so I can show you what I've been doing, trying to get done. I'm hoping that I can get maybe some fruit this year grown. I also have some flowers, and they are considered heavy pollinators. So I'm hoping that I can start getting some more bees around my hood and around my yards that will help me to get the fruit going. So we'll see what happens. All right, and so now next time in 2 weeks, I'll be back in 2 weeks, my normal setup again. I will be bringing back Spirit Time. I might even have something with Brother Rob, depending on if we find something in between now and then to go and drink at. And I will continue with this show as I always have. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any comments, thoughts, or suggestions, please drop them here or get a hold of me how you know to get a hold of me. And I will see everybody again in 2 weeks. Bye now.